Hello there guys, and welcome to the very first Final Cut Express, I guess you'd say, color correction tutorial series. I'm going to be using a little bit of Final Cut Pro today, but just to show you guys some differences between Express and Pro. Before we get too far along in this video, I just want to say if you want to click this top left button, that is going to take you over to a video where you can check out all the different color correction tutorials on videos I made as part of this series. So check that out, and also please subscribe if you haven't yet. But today in this video, I'm just going to talk about the basic terminology and pretty much getting to know what all those big words mean, as well as getting to know a little bit more of the user interface in Final Cut Express, as well as a little bit of Pro. So on that note, let's jump in. So when it comes to Final Cut Express, I'm not going to lie, it sucks for color correction. I'm just putting that out there right now. It sucks a lot. If we compare it over here to Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Pro has its own program actually for color correction called Color. It comes as part of Final Cut Studio. I think my phone just went off. Sorry guys. But it also has a lot of more tools that Final Cut Express doesn't have for color correction, like the vector scope, histogram, waveform monitor, and RGB parade. I'm not gonna stuttering. I'm not gonna talk too much about these today. However, I might in a future tutorial. But if you guys do want to know more about these, if you just like Google Final Cut Pro color correction or just color correction in general, you'll probably come up with millions of videos about the vector scope and the histogram, and you guys can learn all about that through that way. But since most of my users are Final Cut Express users, I'm going to be focusing on this. So when you first want to start color correction, you want to come up here to Effects, Video Filters, and then Color Correction, and then Color Corrector. And this is pretty much going to be your very basic color correction, and you guys don't have too much more advanced than this. However, I'm sure if you guys search online, you can find some plugins to download for Final Cut Express for color correction. Now, there's three things that you guys want to know about when it comes to color correction in general, which is your whites, which is pretty much the kind of the more whiter colors, such as that sky back there. It's on the control about that. Yeah, pretty much I'm just saying that's a lot has too high of whites because your subject is more important to the camera than your background, which means your camera is a smart camera. The mids is all about the middle colors. This can largely controls I don't know, I guess just the stuff between white and black, so all the kind of the grays in between those. And the blacks obviously control more of the shadows, like this box over here. If we look at the video, if I bring it up, you can see more details. However, if I were to bring it down, it removes a lot of the film grain, and just makes it a little bit more professional. Also, you're going to need to know about your saturation, which is pretty much the color in the clip. If I were to bring this down all the way, as we can see, it's all black and white. Bring it up all the way, and then bam, there it's in gigantic colors. Very oversaturated. So another thing you gotta know about is balance. Now, both Final Cut Pro and Express have this, along with just about every other color correction program out there on the market today. And this can be very good for setting kind of an emotional feel to your clip. Obviously, in Final Cut Pro, you can definitely have a lot more flexibility with controlling it, because over here in Final Cut Pro, we have something called a three-way color correction, which controls your blacks individually in the individual colors, and then the same thing for the mids and the whites. And there's some more limit effects, but I'll talk about that later. So that's pretty much that. The hue kind of is a very, very powerful tool, and I would not recommend doing it except for a very minor tweaking. Another thing to know about when it comes to color correction is there's always going to be a little tick mark, as we can see right there and there. Even here in the vectors, the vector scope, we can see it as this kind of purple line right there, and bam, 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 we can see them all. And those are called the flesh tone line. And what that means, it's pretty much your actor's skin tone. And if your colors is going in that general direction, that is good. That's what you want when you have a very basic clip and you don't need any fancy kind of emotional feel, I guess you'd say. So that's pretty much a very basic kind of intro video tutorial for color correction in Express as well as Final Cut Pro. if you guys enjoyed this, remember to click that top left button and check out some more of these. I'm going to talk about more of some different emotional feels, a little bit more deeper into the limit effects I talk about a little, and some cool stuff like that. So please check those out, and I'll see you guys later.